For the murder of the wounded, looting, cannibalism, you are hereby sentenced to death by hanging. Or torment.
Don't meddle. Take the reward and let's go.
Help me!
Knew you witches wouldn't scorn imperial gold. Tough hunt.
Tougher than yours, that's certain. Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference.
Can't fit me.
Bring her down. Do it my way. You like that, you bitch? Get the hammer. Kick her teeth in.
The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all.
Just make it quick, Geralt.
What the?
Close your eyes.
Hit him! What are you doing?
Killing monsters.
Alright, welcome to episode 15 of The Witcher. We're going to get started right away. This episode is focused on Dryden and Ser Carthis, Grimwolf, and Endry. Matt will be playing Endry for this session and a couple others to come, probably. So if you're watching, please subscribe. Alright. You've been here for about 2 weeks now. And Dryden, 2 days ago, received a message from a courier. He opened the letter to find a script written in a hand that was unfamiliar to him, but soon realized just who it was from.
Dryden.
Do you want me to read this?
Yeah, one sec.
Okay.
Dryden. You should know Devnet nearly lost her life. She lost an arm in the fight against Ten Blades, which I suppose for her is a loss of part of her livelihood. We were lucky to have Zavis to protect us. I can't help but wonder if we had just had the proper aid. His grudge was towards you, after all. Ten Blades ruined our lives because of what you did to him. Whatever that was. He was coming after my family because of you. My family suffered. The caravan is gone, and now I have nothing. Not that I think you would care. Part of me still forgets what you are, and I'm limited on parchment. I'm traveling alone now. I had to separate from Devnet and Zavis to protect them from the Justicar I've run from. I fled from that contract, and I'm taking responsibility for that action as best I can without giving up my freedom in the process. I wish I could appeal to some semblance of humanity in you. I want to believe there's something there based on your interactions with Zavis, or the way you held my hand in parting. If it was an act, you had me fooled. But I wish to appeal more to your business, or rather the logical side of your nature. I'm in need of aid, and you owe me a life debt. I saved your life after you were nearly burned alive, and I wish to call upon that debt you owe me. I know this is not by any means Witcher work, but I need the Justicar handled. Perhaps not killed, but at least persuaded to end his endeavour to have me in servitude. I would consider the debt repaid and we can go our separate ways. Whether you choose to help me or not, this is the last you'll hear from me. You should at least find Zavis and Devnet at some point. I'm sure they would like to see you again. Oiri Agal.
Well, Dryden has stewed on this letter. It has been almost 3 weeks since Dryden and Ser Carthis led Aerynn and inland south, overland across Verdun to the temple. If there were bandits about, they gave you a wide berth. Sometimes there is protection in numbers and intimidation from afar. A heavily armed man and a witcher tend to do that. The uneventful trip was something of a boon. The days of banter and laughter, of good company and kinship, and happy times long remembered. But when you arrived, Aerynn was soon busy tending to the temple. There was a flock there helping keep it from falling in disrepair while she was away, but you could tell something was amiss. Aerynn was not forthcoming. And that flock also tended to a wayward soul named Grimwolf, whose luck had been poor. For a ship containing he and another capsized near the coast, sending both floundering in the water. The man survived, but the woman perished. Grimwolf claims she was pulled beneath the waves by some terrible and full of vengeance. Her body could last be seen riding the waves, slowly eaten by carrion birds circling overhead. Aerynn offered a modest amount of coin to Ser Carthis for his protection until she could find initiates of the sword. For Dryden, he had seemed happy to simply be in the priestess's presence. The summer days were long and pleasant, and the hardships of previous months were forgotten, almost. This morn, you are awakened by church bells ringing. It was time for the morning sermon. And although each of you have been given your leave to come and go, if you were to stay here, it was required that you attend these sermons. Aerynn required it, demanded it, in the nicest way she possibly could. Your rooms were all nearby to one another, guest rooms. And as the bells ring, you each begin to file out in whatever manner you so choose. And feel free to take it away.
Can I assume that this is the Temple of the Sun that Dryden is familiar with?
It is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Dryden, he walks through the halls, his hand even sometimes running against a stone, next to Aerynn, feeling a sense of peace kind of just come over him, a sense of relaxation almost, not needing to be on the road, not needing to fight, not needing to struggle for survival, but being next to her and being in her presence has just brought a sense of calm and peace over him that he hasn't felt anywhere else in a long time. He looks at her every opportunity he gets, and inside he feels a warmth in his chest, in his throat, every time he does. But the letter that was sent to him is just nagging at the back of his mind, contemplating what happened there. Why did Devnet lose her arm? Why is he needed there again? What does Zavis need? He's just thinking about these things in the back of his mind, but at the same time trying to be in the moment as much as he can in Aerynn's presence.
Hold on. Are you guys there?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I missed just the tail end of that, but what is everybody else doing? Did you ask me a question? I'm sorry.
No. Carthis would be... Is there like a courtyard here that's outside of the main hall?
Let me move you guys over. You're walking up to a large temple. You've come up a hill, and the dust is kicking off your feet as you approach this building. The doors are swung open, and you hear the bells ringing. Ahead of you has walked Aerynn. When Dryden was watching her, she was entering, ready to perform mass.
And Dryden quickly follows behind.
Carthis would be, of course, ever present always in his armor, but would be mostly relaxed, moving at a steady pace towards the door, ready to sit in and wait on these masses that occur.
And Endry would be very close behind Ser Carthis over the last 2 weeks, not really being able to pester Ser Carthis as much as he could, ask him questions, see if he can train him, that kind of thing. And as they walked towards the doors, towards Mass, Endry followed behind, just beaming up at Ser Carthis, also looking towards the steps, almost kind of falling over himself as he looked.
Easy, boy. Keep your wits about you.
Sorry, Ser Carthis.
Carthis kind of shakes his head and continues moving towards the door.
Grimmuff, not too far behind, watches the young lads stumble around, kind of smirk, remembering his childhood. To be young. As he takes his steps in.
You hear some clamoring inside, people preparing for the mass, speaking, that sort of thing. The door to your left opens up into the main hall. There's a fire that burns in a hearth at the doorway. Aerynn looks up as you enter. She's standing over a small pillar, half the size, or probably a quarter of the size of the height of the room, and on it a large book that is open. All her doctrines that you've heard her preach, you haven't heard her repeat one yet. And this appears to be a different page, if there's discerning eyes could say. Her flock, as she calls them, all gathers around, and she walks to the book. Looking down, she clears her throat. Standing only. No
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
Those before her drop to their knees in penitence as she begins to speak. It is up to you if you wish to engage in that activity or not.
And Dryden looks around and just nonchalantly takes a knee.
And Endry kind of looks to Ser Carthis for...
Carthis
heal.
would kneel, and he would just be respectful of the service. He's had his relationship to the gods has been questionable, but he has respect for the institution, if nothing else. He would take a knee.
Endry would kneel as well and look over to Ser Carthis and switch legs to match.
Yeah, Grimloff would be standing back and not necessarily kneeling, but not drawing attention to himself and the same process.
She outstretches her hand over the book and waves them across the pages, flattening in them, and looks down. I pray to the sun, O great goddess of the sky, to invite in your ever-present light. I stretch up to the sky, O great goddess, to greet your faces light with my heart. I now reach down to touch Mother Gaia, O great goddess, where is, for she, her mana is your light. I stretch back to my right, O great goddess, to open up that side to receive your divine light. I then stretch back to my left to meet my right, O great goddess, to become full of your divine light. My forehead, chest, and knees are to the ground, O great goddess, in prostration to your benevolent light. And when she says this, her flock immediately push themselves down onto the floor. She continues. I arch and raise my head high, O great goddess, to look in the eye of your radiant light. My feet and hands touch the ground, O great goddess, where they touch on energy of your light-giving light. I bring up my right, O great goddess, to receive more of your amazing light. My left again meets with my right, where my hands and feet meet, O great goddess, to receive fully your gracing light. I stretch back up to the sky, O great goddess, to give many thanks for the blessing me of your light. I say many prayers to you, O great goddess, for sharing with me your light. And she smiles and turns the page. And her sermon continues for an hour exactly, as someone rings a bell at the church, and she smiles. And everyone is in tears of her flock, gibbering and jabbering in what she calls the holy tongue, which is a language none of you have ever heard or decipher. Eventually, Inland walks amongst the flock, passing out alms to her flock. She closes the book and smiles as those of her flock begin to retire to their duties, leaving all of you free to do as you wish after the sermon has concluded.
Dryden walks straight to Aerynn. It was a good service, Aerynn. I am lucky to be here in your presence and witness it.
She gives you a faint smile. You really enjoyed the sermon, did you?
I enjoyed listening to you give the sermon.
I suppose I will not be pinning a sunburst on your chest anytime soon as a follower of the goddess of light, then.
I don't know that I am deserving of anything such as that, Aerynn. I am simply here as a modest man standing in front of you, just wishing to be in your presence and to aid you in whatever way I can.
Hmm. Well, it is good having you here too, Dryden. It has been good to see you again. And these others as well. Come forth, Ser Carthis, Endry, Grimwolf.
Carthis would rise and approach. Another great service, indeed.
Oh, I thank you. I think it was not my best, maybe. I do not know. My skills at the rhetoric have... well, they need work. We need more flock here.
If you continue to postulate in that matter, I'm sure they will come running. It is truly hope that you bring these people, I think.
Well, it is one thing that I wish to bring is hope, but also the word of God. For without her light, we would be nothing. The fields would die. We would die. Eternal darkness. That is what we fight against. The darkness in men's hearts, as well as the sky.
And Dryden just stands there looking at her as she's talking.
She smiles and looks over to Grimwolf. And how are you today? Feeling better?
That I am. Could be much worse than I would imagine.
I suppose it could. It's weird, I do not see your token.
You don't see my token?
I don't on one screen and do on another. It doesn't matter. I see it. It doesn't matter. Good. Yeah, she says, oh, well, I heard when you came to us you were, well, half drowned. I am glad that is not the case any longer, and you have challenged your faith, I hope, perhaps? What could not a god do for a man that is lost at sea? I believe it was destiny you're here, the god's plan.
It's quite possible. Perhaps. Perhaps luck.
In
I'd like to
my opinion, there is no such thing as luck. Luck is divine favor.
Well, then I should hope for more of it.
I do, as well. I bless you. And she smiles and turns to the rest of you and looks kind of behind Ser Carthis and spots Endry. And you, boy, what did you think of the service?
And Endry had been kind of shifting his weight from one foot to the other, kind of looking around as everybody was talking. As Aerynn addresses him, he kind of widens his eyes and straightens his back. Oh, it was very nice. Yeah.
She looks at him sidelong. Nice. Well, perhaps you and Inland should speak. I'm sure she would like to teach you the tenets of the priestess above. Would you like to hear more about the sun?
And Endry looks over to Inland, looks up to Ser Carthis.
This is your choice, boy. Just be polite and listen.
And Endry looks over to Aerynn and gives a smile. Yes, I'd like to hear from Inland. From Inland.
She's walking back and and she looks at Endry. Ah, you want me to, mistress, speak the gospels to this boy? And Aerynn just kind of gives her a wry smile. I could do that. And as you're all speaking, a man begins to walk in. And Aerynn looks at him past Dryden and Rich, she says, and comes around and stands before him. And he immediately leans in and whispers something to her. And as he does, Aerynn turns and says, "Ah, yes, well, I have some business to attend to. Feel free to speak amongst yourselves or take the hospitality of the temple any way you should wish. I will speak to you later." And she gives particularly Dryden a nod, but doesn't wait for a reply. Immediately they begin walking out hurriedly.
And prior to them walking out, Dryden, he made sure to look the man right in the face and just kind of memorize his face.
Yeah, he's a younger man, handsome, well built. From his gait, you would say that he knows his way around a blade.
And Dryden, as they're also walking out, he walks to the end of the dais here and watches them walk off, and he just stands there and just keeps an eye on them until they disappear from sight.
Yeah, they would eventually walk out of the room the way you came.
Understanding that the nod that Aerynn gave him was reassuring that she knows this person, he wouldn't follow.
And Endry looks back up to Ser Carthis. Do you think that we could train today?
Oh, I suppose we could. Perhaps an hour of swordsmanship and then a few hours of lecture, as usual.
And his face kind of sours at the word lecture, but he nods. Sure.
Oh, but Inland, did you intend to speak with Endry now about the sermons and teachings of the Temple of the Sun? If so...
She curtsies to you. Oh, whenever is convenient for you and Endry, of course. Perhaps after we sup.
Yes, I'm sure that would be agreeable.
She smiles and nods to Endry. Until then.
Yes, until then. Endry nods back.
Endry, give me a human perception roll, please.
Which one is that? Is it
I think that's out of it should be out of
Empathy.
Empathy, yes.
Empathy. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta remember what the default TN is.
Even the Witcher knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit that button often.
Nope.
That is close, I think. Nope. Nothing seems weird. She walks off and sits at this desk and begins reading a parchment leaving the rest of you there to do whatever you wish.
Grimwolf walk over to Ser Carthis. Good sir. Seems like you have an eager young lad as a protege.
Yes. I suppose you could call him my squire, Endry. Training him to be a knight. In fact, Endry, do a few of your exercises, your push-ups, your loosening exercises to prepare for our little spar we're going to have. We'll start with swordplay today. Do the lectures afterwards.
And Endry's face kind of brightens up. Yes, Ser Carthis. And is there a courtyard or something?
Yeah, there would be a courtyard outside you could do that in.
Yeah, Endry would quickly kind of hurry off, though he'd give Grimwolf a nod before, not quite running, but quickly walking out of the room.
Ser Carthis would start following at a more leisurely pace, looking at Grimwolf. And I am not teaching him any hidden techniques that need to be kept between our eyes. You can follow and watch if you wish.
Aye, at least I should have some entertainment.
So, Grimwolf, is it?
Yes.
I understand you suffered a bit of a tragedy. Have my condolences. But where do you hail from?
Not.
Cut out there, what did you say?
What's that?
You cut out a bit.
Oh, hang on 1 second. I'm spiking. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he was just going on how he was just traveling around a bit. Traveled around quite a bit, but what I call home is Golig.
And just to clarify, that's the island off to the west.
Mm-hmm, Skellige.
Those are their Nordic influences?
Kind of Scottish, Nordic, yeah.
What was it that brought you so far from home, friend? Just adventure?
The old and mighty coin.
You're a merchant then?
Yeah, so to speak. I dabble in a lot of things, but trading is one of them.
Well, I won't interrogate you. I am happy that you've joined us here. You seem like a decent enough sort, I suppose.
At least I tried to be. What brings you around here? Are you from here?
Oh no, I am, well, I'm surprised you don't recognize the Nilfgaardian black, but I suppose I did scrape off the crest. I'm from Nilfgaard, deep in the south, the capital. I wasn't pleased with things there. The temperament did not suit me. I decided to go around and seek work that was fulfilling to me when I could.
At least it's a little bit of an adventure.
Well, I'll be honest, I could do with more respites like this. This is pleasant, but for one to make a difference, they have to be where the trouble is.
Yes, and it seems that where the trouble is, there is also coin to be made. So I'm kind of the same way, same boat you are.
I suppose. I've never needed more than enough to make it day by day. But I would not begrudge one who wishes to improve their fortunes. It's a noble pursuit, enough to improve one's station.
Yes, well, it's not about just about the station as well. It's about the people involved. Many people need to eat and be paid and all sorts of stuff.
Yes, of course. It's a constant trouble. You would think with all the coinage that so many castles hold, they could feed their lands for aeons to come, yet there are still people starving. It is depressing.
Aye, well, that's unfortunate, but it seems that it needs to be a necessity at times as well, I guess.
I suppose. And look to Endry, who might be on his push-ups at this point. All right, boy, that's enough. Let's get started.
And Endry will jump up from the ground and wipe off his forehead. Okay.
All right. Carthis would hand his sword carefully to Endry. 2 hands, remember, like we practiced.
Of course, Ser Carthis, and he'll take it with both hands, steadying the blade a bit. He's gotten used to it at this point. You can see it still kind of tips forward slightly as he holds it up.
Carthis would draw his axe. Now, just the simple maneuvers first, as we have been practicing before. A simple horizontal slash. I will parry it. Just want to make sure your form is good. All right?
All right, Ser Carthis.
So Ser Carthis would just go through some very basic sword play with Endry and occasionally critiquing, certain portions of it, but more so just trying to offer encouragement.
Let's see how you did. Go ahead and give me a small blades roll there.
All right.
There should be a button on your macros.
No way.
Yeah, just do a fast attack. Make it easy. There's a lot to click through. Not bad. Yeah, so Endry did pretty well, I would say, as far as that goes.
Dryden, he's standing on the steps here, using this demonstration as an excuse to just kind of scan around, looking for Aerynn and the gentleman that she left the temple with, just to see if they're around. He's obviously curious, so as he's half watching Endry and Ser Carthis go through the motions of practicing the sword, he's also scanning the immediate area.
Yeah, there's no sign of them and for the entire time that they've been training.
And after a decent span of time, Ser Carthis would parry one of the strikes as perhaps Endry's getting tired, and then would go to just playfully trip him. Just, remember, boy, the sword is not the only weapon. It's just an extension of the true weapon, yourself, and then try to trip him, just not harshly, but to drive the point home.
And Endry would, I'm slowing at that point, just from kind of the constant training. He won't see the foot and get tripped and fall on his back with a bit of a thud onto the ground. Is that fair?
Fighting isn't always fair, Endry. Sometimes people justify the means with the end. Combat can be such a thing. And then Carthis will holster his axe and reach to pull Endry up. Alright, now we should talk about humility, perhaps temperance as well.
And Endry kind of grips Ser Carthis' wrist and He gets up from the ground. What do you mean?
Lectures. He reaches for the sword and takes it, smiling.
Endry gives over the sword with groans. How many lectures do we have to do?
As many as it takes for you to understand the words that are coming from my mouth, Endry.
Yes, Ser Carthis.
You enter into your lectures for how many ever hours during the day. Is there anything else anyone else is going to do throughout the day? There's no sign of Aerynn or the other fellow.
Dryden would probably make his way to whether it's an apothecary or whoever it might be, to start making different oils for his blade.
Okay. What oils would you like to create?
Let me see. Let me pull that up again because I don't have them all memorized.
Yeah. Is it one that you've already actually made? And
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's the one for humanoids or for men. I forget the name of it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Should be in your gear then.
Oh, yeah. Let me look there. At some point it was. Hanged man's venom and beast oil.
Yeah, you find a spot. There's essentially it's a part of the temple where those sort of things are done. Mostly elixirs and that sort of thing for salves and minor healing instruments, but you use that station, that area, and their supplies, which are given to you for just that task. And you work at that for most of the rest of the day, getting it ready. Grimwolf, is there anything you would like to do?
Grimwolf, of course, just take his time looking through the area, looking for any type of money to be made of some sort. Just kind of taking.
Yeah, as he's now found out, this is a pretty remote temple to almost anything else. There's not anything really to be made as far as coin. These people have no money. The temple has some money, and they give the barest minimum of alms to the flock, but the flock itself, they are what you would probably consider destitute. No real money.
All right. Well, seeing that, he would kind of, mosey around and see what's happening. Not too much going on for him.
Yeah, not particularly. Not particularly. If you want to talk to one of the people that live here, you're more than welcome to. Besides Aerynn, she's nowhere to be found, but you could track down Endry or any of the other believers.
Nah, he wouldn't. Not at this time. He'd probably head back towards the temple area and take a seat on the steps and kind of people watch for the moment.
Okay.
Maybe pay attention to the lecture. Endry's.
Okay. The day passes with your various tasks, the lecture, the sparring, until it gets fairly late. Let me switch you over here. And there is a circular hall that is used for communal events. That's where you all sup most times. Let me, if we move, let me It is getting dark. The sun falls down over the ocean that is not so far away. When you reach the main hall, you notice that the door is actually still closed, which is unusual.
So Dryden will grab the door and shake the handle, see if he can open it.
It is pretty stuck. It doesn't appear to be unlocked.
And he just kind of quizzically looks over at Ser Carthis.
It's a bit strange. By this time, it is open.
And Dryden will look around to see if there are any other of the parishioners around anywhere.
As you actually do look around, someone cuts the corner and peeks up from behind a pillar, and it's Aerynn. And she lowers her voice and, "Shh! The lady wants to speak to you in her quarters." And you know that that's just across the alleyway, basically, from this place.
When she says that, Dryden looks over his shoulder and then looks over at Ser Carthis and then looks back at her.
All of you.
And he immediately goes to follow her.
Yeah, Grimloff would look intrigued and follow behind.
She moves around the corner and quickly pulls open Aerynn's door and makes her way inside, waiting by the wall to close the door after everyone as they come in. You see sitting on a stool the man that had arrived earlier, and Aerynn seems to be pacing. Come in, all of you, come in.
And Dryden, seeing her pacing, just focuses on her and tries to catch her eyes to find out if she's okay.
Give me a human perception.
Your best skill.
Yeah. She's just walking around. No, I mean, obviously she's in thought, but you're not catching, all the concern, if there is any. But
yeah.
She immediately speaks and says, "I must ask you all for a favor. Well, whoever might accept this task at the very least." She puts a hand on her chin, waiting for any responses.
Yeah, and Dryden immediately steps forward. "What is it you need, Aerynn?"
While I was away, another priest, Fallenstein, stole our holy amulet of the sun. Rich here, and she nods to him, has been seeking him. And he is an initiate of the sun, so he may not confront another priest. So, she looks at Dryden. I was hoping that you could retrieve this amulet for me.
Tell me where he went, and I will return it to you as soon as possible.
Rich stands up and walks forward. Well, not far. On the road north, the coast road, there's a house. Sets off the road about a mile. Small wooded area. Somewhat desolate. Been a lot of comings and goings in this area. I don't know if you know, but there's been witch hunters about causing trouble and bandits.
What does the amulet look like?
She looks back to Dryden. A sun. With 10 points made of gold. It is worth a fair amount, but I do not think that is why he took it. He has been preaching his heresy. And some of my flock has fled and joined him. That is why I had Aerynn bring you here in secret.
And him, what does he look like?
He's an older man. He had a beard the last I saw him. Plain looking. Dark brown hair.
And Dryden looks to the other man in the room. And you know who he is.
I've seen him.
And Dryden nods to him when he says that. And he looks at Aerynn. You will have your icon back. I will retrieve it for you. And he nods to her and takes a step backwards before turning around. And as he starts immediately walking out, he looks to the other man. You will join us. You know what he looks like. You point him out.
Rich looks to Dryden and then Aerynn, and Aerynn says, I'm sorry, Dryden, he cannot. It is in our tenets, he cannot be directly responsible for the injury or threatening of another of our order. Plus, I need him here.
And Dryden doesn't even turn around. He just stays standing there listening. He nods and he continues to walk out and make his way towards his living area, gathering his things, and then to his horse.
As you do that, Aerynn looks to Ser Carthis and Grimwolf. I can pay you for your assistance, not as much as I would have liked, but...
You owe me nothing, Aerynn. As long as I can continue to board here, I have no issues. I will go with Dryden, and we'll recover this thing for you.
Maybe I could find something of interest there and then forgo the payment here.
Yes, if it comes to violence, I hope that he is not struck down, if that is possible.
Well, I cannot speak for Dryden, but I will do what I can to recover the amulet without blood if I am able.
Yeah. That sounds a lot better than bloodshed in our hands.
And as you are standing around, go ahead and give me a human perception, Ser Carthis, Endry, and Grimwolf, please.
I gotta find it.
It's an empathy.
Empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Skills, empathy.
One sec. Just gonna give you the basic facts here. And she smiles to the rest of you. Good luck. Please see it's returned.
Aye, that we shall.
And Carthis would nod to Aerynn, then nod to Aerynn. Come along, Endry.
Of course, Ser Carthis. You'll look over to Inland. Sorry we couldn't do the studies tonight.
She frowns. When you return, I will teach you about the doctrines of our goddess. And she gives you a sidelong look and kind of a crooked smile.
And Endry kind of grins to Inland. Yeah, we'll make sure to make it up when I get back.
I look forward to it. You can see her attitude has changed slightly.
And Endry gives her a quick nod, looking back to Aerynn and giving her a more stern look and a more serious nod before turning out the door and chasing after Ser Carthis.
Those that don't have their own horse are provided one by the temple. You can feel free to roleplay before you get on your way.
Dryden is of just single focus right now. He's just gathering his things and going straight to his horse, and headed off in the most the quickest direction up north, where he was told that he could find the person.
Anyone else have anything you want to do or say before you depart?
Grimloff flies by Ser Carthis with, mount on his horse. And aye. Has it gentle been in there as he's always been around?
Are you referring to Rich, I believe his name was?
Yes.
I do not recall seeing him as of recently.
Yeah, none of you have ever seen him before.
I don't know. Something uneasy sets me off. The way he grabbed onto her.
I think it is more than just a friendly gesture, if you get my meaning. There is something there.
Like what?
I see.
Well, I suppose you're old enough to understand it. Have you ever had feelings for a woman, Endry? A girl? Oh, wait. He remembers that Endry was in the woods for most of his life, if not the entire life. Well, perhaps not. I'll tell you what. Spend some time with Inland, and then maybe we'll talk more about it. But it's sort of a complicated thing.
Endry gives Ser Carthis a bit of a quizzical look. What will spending time with her do?
Maybe nothing. Maybe something. And if you do feel some strange way, then we'll talk about it. But it's... He looks at Grimwolf, and it's a difficult thing to describe, Endry. It just has to be something that is felt before it can be described, I suppose.
Ah, yes. It's easy to explain that way.
So I'm not going to be lectured about this, right?
No. And this will be a much more short and to the point conversation if it happens.
Okay. I'll nod.
Look back to Grimwolf, but yes, I saw it as well. I think it is... There is something there. I don't think it is malevolent. I didn't get that sense.
Well, that's a good thing then. One less thing to worry about around here.
Indeed.
And then Grandma will start cantering his horse behind Dryden.
And soon you're on the road, leaving the temple behind, but it's already dark, and eventually you will have to stop and pull campfire. So feel free to roleplay here. You move a few miles up the road, but knowing you're gonna have to cut off the road and find this house. You each have a general idea of where this might be, but you're gonna need to do it in the daytime more than likely. So it's you each break, pull off the road, and set up camp for the night. And this is just, if you have anything you want to roleplay amongst yourselves, feel free to do it here before we continue.
Dryden, he sits by the fire, and whether the others are talking or not, he's just listening to the crackling sounds, and he has a whetstone out, and he's sharpening his swords one at a time. First the steel sword. He's just staring into the flames and kind of just watching the sparks fly up into the dark sky as he just runs the whetstone down his sword, down the length of the blade, until he's satisfied with it, and then pulls out the silver sword and does the same, just scraping it down the length of the blade, staring into the flame and listening to the voices of the other people. At one point, he puts the silver blade away, and by firelight, he pulls out the letter that was sent him, and he reads it again, and he looks at the handwriting, looking at the shape of the letters, the words, and he thinks about Zavis and Devnet and Aerynn. And he remembers how Aerynn took care of him in that cell, took care of his wounds, his burns. And he thinks fondly of her. And he folds the letter up, and he throws it into the fire.
It's Endry. I'm looking around camp. He, walks over towards Grimwolf. Takes a bit of a precautious seat near him. Looks over to him. Looks over to the fire. Looks over to Grimwolf again. So, where are you from?
Grandma will look over. It's good, of course. What about you?
Sorry, Ted.
Vinewood. The Vinewood. It's like, it's in Centra. Or not Centra, Sedaris.
Vinewood and Sedaris.
Sedaris. I've been through there a couple times.
Oh.
Can't say I'm familiar with Vinewood, though.
That's probably for the best.
No, what's wrong with your hometown?
Oh, nothing wrong with it. Just, well, my previous someone I previously took care of. And he looks over to Ser Carthis. He did not like people passing through the Vinewood.
When everybody has their own peculiar ways.
And Endry just smiles. So, how did you get here?
Well, long story that is, but I was on the ship, and into ruined it went. All waterlogged and stuff. Ended up here. Guess some may say by the grace of God.
Endry looks back to the fire. Ever been on a ship before?
Well, as beautiful as it can be, there's still nothing better than land, and still nothing better than a hometown.
Do you miss your hometown?
Yes, I've got a lot depending on me there. But, on the same token, I have to be out and providing.
Oh, do you have like a family?
Yes. Family, and more than that, there's the court and other people that depend on my family doing well.
Oh, I hope you get back to them.
Oh, I'm sure they will. You know, sometimes it's not what you're from that makes you. Sometimes it's what you find to make your home. Just keep that in mind.
Endry nods thoughtfully, looking back to the fire.
If you're done, we can move on. Nothing else to... Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sun rises quickly, and it doesn't take a great deal of time for you to find this house sitting off the roadside with the backdrop of trees. It's early morning by the time you get here. You don't see anyone outside. You do see a faint light coming from inside, candlelight probably, or lantern light. You see no signs of parishioners.
Dryden dismounts, kind of just pats the horse on the neck softly, and then immediately walks towards the cabin and walks straight up to the front door, grabs the handle.
What is everybody else doing?
Carthis would dismount, tie his horse to a nearby tree, and seeing that Dryden is not one for praising the situation. Yes, Endry has a dagger and a short bow, but he would not draw his sword quite yet. He would keep his hand on pommel, but he would just walk kind of warily alongside with Dryden, looking about. And I mean, this looks like it appears to be there's quite a lot of cover, and hiding spots here, so he's a bit concerned about them being set upon. So he's keeping his eyes out, but he's moving calmly, not trying to be threatening just yet.
Yeah, Grimruff would tie his horse off and kind of scan the area, looking down, see if there's any tracks or anything else strewn about.
Give me a tracking roll. I believe that's out of intelligence. Or intellect, I should
I
say.
believe so.
Yes. Wilderness survival, or let's see, what's the other one? Is it actually out of reflex? Oh. It's been a minute. Yeah, just give me wilderness survival, it's fine. Very good for a nobleman. Oh yeah. Yeah, let me whisper you.
Yeah, nice roll there. There's got a few people here, but it not for a little while, not for a long time.
And Dryden tries the handle on the door. If it's open, he opens it and walks right in.
Door is wide open. There's no lock on the door.
Okay, and he just walks right into the cabin.
Okay, hold on. You walk straight into the room, and immediately you see a man standing in the hallway. He looks at you with wide eyes. What are you doing in my house?
Dryden makes a beeline towards him.
Give me a perception roll.
That is under...
I believe it's under intellect. Awareness.
Reflex, intellect, empathy, dexterity, your body. So intellect, awareness?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
This is an easy roll. So, as you're rushing him, you notice that he has a staff in his hand, but really it's more like a walking stick. And on his leg is a heavy wrap over his one knee. He seems to be supported by the walking stick. He's like, wait, I don't have anything for you to steal. No, stop.
And noticing that as I walk over there, I just kick the staff out from under his hand.
He immediately crumples to the ground. Please, no. I don't have anything. Just leave me be.
Dryden! Patience, man.
He has stolen from Aerynn. We're here to take back what you stole.
Are you sure it's him?
My point. This may not even be the man you're after.
Well, then he will tell us who the man is that we are after. Tell us, old man. Where is it? Where is what you stole from the Temple of the Sun, from Aerynn?
Give me an intimidate.
What is that
is
under?
in willpower.
Oh, willpower. Okay. I went to empathy again.
You're like, shit.
I hope not. Hope it's not under that.
Let me, just gonna do a GM roll here. Yeah, okay. Yes, I am the man you're looking for, but I don't have what you're looking for.
Why don't you have it? Where is it?
It was stolen from me And I didn't steal it from Aerynn. She stole it from me. She stole my entire flock. She's a heretic and an apostate.
And Dryden starts immediately looking around the cabin, pulling it apart, just pulling everything out, pulling the whole place apart, flipping everything.
Grimwolf would ask, how long ago did someone steal it from you?
How long? It's been two days. They killed everyone.
Carthis would go to lift him, get him to his seat. Come now, man.
Wait, I need to check on the child.
The child?
A babe. I was able to hide with the child. The mother, the father, both killed.
And Carthis looks a bit grim and... Very well. He would get his... grab the man's walking staff.
He leans on it heavily and walks over here and peeks into this room. Oh, tell that one not to make so much noise. He's still sleeping. He's sick.
What if those tracks of the people that stole the amulet from him would make sense? There are old tracks outside. There's quite a numerous amount of them.
Perhaps. Looking to the man, looking back at Dryden, knocking things over, and just shakes his head. Tell us more about this one who stole from you. Not Aerynn. The ones who took from you. Killed your flock.
They were dark. Odd. More than bandits. As Dryden, as you're going over there, he kind of moves. Don't go in there. The child's sleeping. There's nothing in there.
And Dryden looks at the bed and sees the baby in the bed. He just kind of turns his head, cocks his head to the right a little bit. Then he looks back at the man. Where is it?
I don't know. I've told you it was taken 2 days ago. Savages.
Which way did they ride?
They went further into the woods. Listen, don't worry about them. I need your help. This baby, his mother was working on a poultice to collect. She was going to collect some herbs from the woods, but he looks down at his leg. The woods are full of dangers. There are many wild creatures, wolves. The child, he's not eaten in 2 days. I've tried goat's milk. I've tried everything I can think of. He needs this remedy. I have the ingredients. I'm too injured. I'll be eaten alive out there. Before I get back, and this baby will starve. By the priestess, by the goddess of the sun. Please help me, or this child will die.
You are the heretic. You and the child deserve to die. And Dryden turns around and starts walking out.
I'm sorry, Carthis. He just looks at Dryden and scoffs.
Carthis looks at Dryden walking by and looks to the man. Pay him no mind. He appears to be a broken soul. I'll look to the man and... You say you didn't steal from Aerynn?
No. I was the priest of the temple. For many years, she was my initiate. And I was traveling across the countryside, preaching to the downtrodden that could not make it to the temple. Then one day I returned, and The flock had all turned against me. I was cast out. But then she left. And I had one or two still there that remembered. And they brought me my amulet. And here I have sat, preaching, bringing the word of the goddess to them, until those bastards came and killed everyone.
Carthis kind of looks about. Do you have anything that can show that she did this, that she took your flock from you?
Everyone that was with me is dead. I cannot prove it by a ledger or... He shrugs. At least not here. Perhaps at the temple there is something.
I can make you no guarantees on that. And to be honest, this whole thing has begun to stink. But there is nothing more noble than trying to save a life. On that, you have earned some credibility. What do you need? I will try to find it when we are out there and get it back to you as soon as I can.
He nods and limps over to, this chest and pulls it open, reaches down, and there's a small piece of parchment. I've copied this, so you may take it. Her handwriting is poor, and it has a couple ingredients in it. I don't know if you know what these look like. And he goes to describe them. One is a blue flower. There should be 5 petals with a gold center. And this one is tall. It looks like a weed. It usually grows against the sides of trees. It smells like moss, but it is not. I'll need as much as you can bring back. At least several handfuls each for the child.
It will be done, if I'm able. Take the parchment. I'm sorry for your circumstances and for intruding into your home. I will come back when I can.
He nods, and as you're going, he reaches out and puts his hand on your shoulder. Let the sun goddess bless you. But do not fall into temptation of the apostate. Darkness will come, and only the sun can drive it from the hearts of men. I've seen it. Be wary.
Carthis looks at him and nods, not fully understanding, but knowing that this man means something.
Yeah, his eyes are almost glazed over.
And
Grimwolf was standing there watching this all go on. Priest, before we go, one quick question.
Of course.
Where are all the bodies?
Outside, in the garden, buried. I did the best I could with my injuries. Their graves are not deep.
I see. Well, hopefully we'll be back with what you really clear shortly.
I do appreciate it. And if you see Aerynn again, tell her I forgive her.
Yeah. I'm sure they will. And I'll start walking towards the front.
Carthis will hand the list off to Endry, and I have a task for you, Endry. And
Yes.
it's no small one. A life is truly in the balance.
I'll make sure to look for these.
Very good.
And Andrew takes the parchment, looks it over. Reading and actually I don't even know if he can read.
I would say he can read well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He'll read it a few times. Alright, I got it. I will fail you, Ser Carthis.
I'm happy to hear it, lad. I'm gonna go out and prepare to... I'm assuming Dryden is already getting his horse prepared to move.
He is.
Yeah, so Carthis would actually walk up to Dryden and grab him by the shoulder and spin him around rather forcefully. And look him in the eyes. The hell was that, Witcher?
And as he spins him around forcefully, instinctively, Dryden's hand goes to the pommel of his sword as he looks at Ser Carthis, and he resists the urge to cast a sign pushing him backwards as he sees it's Ser Carthis. What is it you mean?
You barge into someone's home. You knock a man to the ground. You ransack his place. You ask him maybe 1, 2 questions of which you already think you know the answer.
I questioned a heretic and a thief. You want to show him compassion? I showed him compassion. He is alive, is he? Not?
A heretic. What do you know of religion, Witcher? Other than following around Aerynn.
And as he says that, Dryden kind of just grits his teeth just a little bit. I know Aerynn. If she says this man is a heretic and a thief, that is exactly what he is.
You don't know her half as well as you think, Dryden.
You do not know her at all.
I know something about her that you don't.
And Dryden doesn't even know what that means, so he pays no attention to it.
Ask her about Rich, Witcher. See what she has to say about that man. What's the nature of their relationship, I wonder? I have seen it.
I will ask her about him when we return with what she has tasked me with finding.
And I hope that you are all better for the answer you receive. Carthis will not forcefully, but somewhat shoulder check Dryden, pushing past him to the horses.
And Dryden will mount up onto the horse and start heading into the direction that the old man said the icon was taken.
Yeah, and with Grimwolf's previous role, he is able to find the tracks that lead away fairly easily.
Grimloff looking at the graves with, of course, take out a stiletto and poke into the ground to see if there's resistance.
Eventually, you do poke something. Yes, Matt, you all have horses. You poke something, you're not sure what it is. There's definitely something in the ground buried there. And it's fairly shallow. Usually your knife probably, if somebody dug a proper grave, your knife wouldn't reach them.
Yeah. Grimloff will stand up and brush himself off and turn around and start heading back towards his horse. Well, it seems that he might have been telling the truth. Although I don't feel like digging up a grave to verify it.
Do you think she could be what he says?
What, a heretic?
Yeah. I mean, she's nice.
Well, not all nice people are people that are just and right. And not all mean people are people that are evil.
People are rather complex, Endry. It's difficult to paint someone as completely evil or good. It is all shades of gray.
He looks to Ser Carthis. I don't know. I think some people are pretty good.
And Carthis kind of smiles a bit. That's only because you don't know them as well as you could, Endry. We all have a bit of darkness.
Well, if you're interested in tracking down this group, these tracks, they lead this way if you want to go. You look at Dryden.
And Dryden pulls on the reins and immediately kind of wheels the horse around into the direction Grimwolf is pointing to, and starts following that direction.
Maybe you should follow behind Witcher.
No. And you look at Endry. The Witcher is the most suited for this task. He will pursue it with the most vigor. He and Grimwolf should be in the lead, as Grimwolf can follow the tracks.
Endry wants to kind of tighten his lip, or just nodding.
Grimwolf be cantering slowly behind Dryden, trying to keep track of the tracks.
Yeah, you head off towards a path through the woods. Let me just switch the scene real quick. And you continue to go through. You're going. These woods aren't really thick, so the light shines through, and it doesn't take long until you discover right on the path a dead body. 2 arrows in the chest, laying splayed out on the ground.
And when Dryden sees the body with the arrows, he immediately reaches into an inside pocket, and he pulls out a little leather pouch, and he kind of turns the lip of the pouch inside out, pulls his steel sword out, and immediately starts rubbing like a congealed fatty oil onto his sword, and he's rubbing the hangman's venom onto his blade.
Yeah, as you look about, you don't see anything obvious. You can give me an awareness if you want. Yeah, Ser Carthis, you don't see anything. Dryden, as you're beginning to place the oil on your blade, you're looking around, and you give the body a second look before you do, and you notice that the blood is congealed around the wounds. He's been dead for quite some time.
As the horse kind of slowly, trots past him, Dryden looks down and notices that, continues oiling his blade, and then closes the leather pouch back up, sticks it back inside of a inner pocket, and he just continues on with his blade drawn, resting in his lap as he slowly moves forward.
I'm thinking of something here. Dryden, give me a alchemy roll, please. That is under craft, I believe. Yep. Good. Okay, hold on. I'll whisper you something. Okay. Whatever else you guys want to do.
Endry's going to be keeping eyes out for those plants.
Go ahead and give me a awareness roll. Yeah, you don't see anything.
As Dryden slowly trots past the bandit, he sees Endry, his head turning back and forth, and then he points his sword at some what looks like weeds growing up near one of the trees. There, boy, that is what you're looking for.
And Endry looks over at Dryden and he nods. Thank you. And he quickly kind of dismounts the horse and walks over to the plants. And starts cultivating them.
Yeah, there's several of them. It does appear to be what was described. But, you're lucky that Dryden was there and showed you them because they were hard to spot. But now that you actually see them, you're pretty sure that that's one of the plants that was needed. And you're able to grab several of them, which you hope is enough. But you're still missing the blue flower. But you look around and you don't see that.
Endry puts the plants away, pats the bag he puts them in, and jumps back on his horse, looking over at Dryden. Thank you.
And Dryden doesn't even acknowledge the thank you and just continues slowly trotting forward.
Okay. You move forward for several hours, and it begins to grow dark again. But you notice the tracks are very obvious. No one's trying to hide, apparently. You find another dead body. This one is decapitated, but the head is not there. And that is right about when you hear a roar over in the distance, and it is the roar of a fire, you think. And you slowly move through the woods and come to a overlook that looks down into a valley as darkness has set about a half an hour previous. One sec. Bear with me one moment. Does everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the distance, you see a massive bonfire. In front of it is a woman that is on a post. That post where she is tied. Her screams are more from what you see than what you hear, as the heat of the fire, not the heat of the fire, the sound of the fire is washing away anything that you can hear from this distance. There are a few people standing about watching. You see one of their faces. There's laughter. You see another person, and this person looks like this. Has a strange helm on with horns and runes drawn into it. You see others milling about. And then Dryden's Witcher's eyes spot an elf, a female, also with runes on her face, with dark hair, with one side of it shaven. You're some ways away, and through the darkness, clearly they do not see you, but the light of the fire is quite obvious. What would you like to do?
Endry looks to Ser Carthis. We have to do something.
Yes, we do. And Carthis will draw his blade, and in true foolish fashion is going to ride full headlong to try to get to. And this is the direction the tracks were in anyway, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they lead.
Yeah,
I mean, it got dark, so it was pretty hard to follow. But as it got dark, you heard the sound of this massive bonfire, and yeah.
Blade drawn, riding hard to the fire.
What does everybody else do?
And
Endry is going to be following right behind.
Dryden, seeing Ser Carthis and Endry just take off like that, shakes his head just a little bit and takes off after them.
Grimwolf, what are you doing?
Grimwolf watching them all charge into a fight for a woman that's already dead. Gonna shake his head. He's not gonna follow right along with them, but he's gonna take and follow along enough to cut away. That's because he's not a huge fighter. He's gonna want to come out and surprise him.
All right, so let me just switch the scene. Oh yeah, she is definitely engulfed in the flames, but you also see that there's others. As she is lit on fire, one of the men begin to bring over someone else towards the fire as you begin to charge forward. Can you see yourself? And
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I would like, you're charging in on the horse, so I'm gonna do something real quick. challenging roll. So as you're coming forward, it's very easy to see them, and you notice that they look in your direction as your horses begin to barrel forward. Two of them clearly have bows, and you see them pull back the strings and fire into the darkness. I'm going to take some shots here with some severe negatives. I'm guessing Carthis is in front, yeah?
That would seem to be the case.
Yeah. Extreme range. I'll do a -5 for darkness. Fumble. That one misses. This one's going to do the same thing. I'll adjudicate that fumble in a second. That's also a miss. So two of them fire. You hear the whipping of arrows overhead, but they don't come close. You think one of them actually broke his bowstring. And you begin to ride forward. So let's do initiative. Go ahead. You should be on your buttons. Jazz. Just go ahead and give me initiative, Dryden. I think I need yours.
No, mine's in
Oh,
there.
is it? Okay.
You got 15.
Oops. Ascending. Okay. So you're currently on horseback. What are your plans here, Grimwolf and Dryden? One horse you could get anywhere on this map.
Yeah, Dryden is going to see the one standing there next to the fire in the helmet and immediately make a beeline for him.
Okay, that's your movement. Give me just like a couple minutes to find the horseback rules.
Sure.
I knew I was going to need them at some point, and yeah.
Under transportation and cavalry.
That's what I'm looking
169.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a ride.
Oof. I knew I should have put some more effort into that. Okay.
Don't worry, we're all about to fuck that up.
Yeah,
Plus,
that's under what?
That should be under reflexes.
Yep.
And then you get a +2 because you have horses. That's a success, I believe. Yep. So you ride up very quickly on them. That's a success for you, Dryden. You could, so that was your movement. Vehicle combat. You can make all usual attacks from the back of the mount. Yeah, you can go ahead and attack.
Okay, I attack him with my steel sword.
Okay. Make it so. 24. Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, you did a quick attack, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, fast attack.
Okay. So
Yes.
he's going to spend a stamina to attempt to block. Okay. Not a critical. That's a hit on the leg. So what was your damage? Your damage was 19.
Plus 10 for the oil.
Yep, plus 10. So let's hold on that plus 10 because we gotta do the armor, we gotta do the soak and all that stuff first.
Okay.
So the soak on his leg is 4. So it's gonna be 15 divided by 2 for a leg. That's 8 plus 10, so hit him for 18. Does that sound right to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hit him across the leg. He like grimaces, ah! And then you get another attack.
Yep, and I'll just swing again. And this is an extra. Oh no, this isn't an extra action, is it? Yeah, this is a fast attack, so it's.
Attack. Fumble. Go ahead and roll fumble.
Holy shit! Dryden fumbled.
Yep.
And still rolled 19.
Yeah. So yeah, that's funny. All right. So you're at a 12. Or 13, sorry. And then he is going to try to probably parry. He's going to parry instead this time. Spend 1 stamina to do so. Parry. Yep. So you swing and he just knocks the sword aside and it off balances you. So I think parry makes you, what is that, staggered?
It's -2 on my next attack.
-2 on your next attack or defense. Just put that there. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. The red there. Alright, you can spend stamina to do something else.
Yeah. Dryden is going to immediately after he charges in and hits him in the leg like that, causing him to kind of spin around a little bit. The horse maybe rears just a little bit and throws his next attack off, allowing the guy to knock it away, staggering me. So I'm staggered on the back of this horse. So Dryden immediately puts his hand up, kind of clenches it, and casts. What is it? The one that puts a circle around him. Kin around him.
Okay, go ahead and just click the button. It's just easier for me to look and see what it all costs and everything.
Yeah. If I can find it, Axie Igni. Okay, there it is. Kin.
Okay. So that cost 5. That gives you 5 health, right? How much stamina did you spend?
Oh no, not Kin.
Oh, okay.
Not the. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put the 2 stamina in that,
okay.
And basically healed up around him.
That's a total of 5 stamina spent for an extra, and then that. So that gives you 10 extra hit points, basically. Let's do that because you can't do multiples. All right, and that was your second action. Grimwolf, you're up. So basically the way it works, I know you haven't been in combat before. You're in a horse. You can move anywhere you want if you would like. That would be, you get a movement free basically up to your speed, but you're using your horse's speed so you can move anywhere. And then you can do, as far as attacks, you can do a fast attack, which means you get 2 attacks, or you can do a strong attack, which means you get 1 attack, but it's multiplied by 3, the damage. Or you can do whatever you want. And you'll have to make a control roll. Yeah.
Well, seeing everybody's charging, and he's gonna cut through the woods and try to come out in the flank, hoping their attention's on the charging and people.
Yeah, go ahead.
But he'll come out by the bandit.
Yep. Go ahead and move your guy.
I'll put him between.
Okay. Yeah, if you're not charging into combat, you don't need to roll. So if you're just gonna move there, and not do anything else, you can do that.
Yep, that's that for now.
So you rush past the bandit. He looks you're not sure if he saw you. Probably did, but the guy facing the Dryden, and he has this huge battle axe, berserker's axe actually, double hand overhead chop towards Dryden's chest. And here we go.
Does he get any negatives for me being on a horseback?
Doesn't say so.
No, same thing. If anything, that'd probably make it worse for you.
Yeah.
Get hit your damn horse.
And this guy has NPC rules, so he's gonna do a strong attack. Fumble. Okay, a 10. Would you like to parry?
Yeah, Dryden's gonna parry that.
Okay, took a stamina away.
And that's under reflexes?
That's under your weapon, and then do defend.
Oh, that's right. Yep, defend.
Uh, 18 versus a 10. That's a critical success. That was a -2 on that parry, though. So it's actually
16.
So it's not a critical success, but you're able to parry him now. He's staggered.
Yep.
And he is going to spend stamina to attack again. That's 3. Attack, extraction, yes. He just does a fast attack this time. Berserker's axe. Random. -2. 14. What would you like to do?
And seeing the axe come down, Dryden will pull on the reins, pull the horse to the left, and kind of slide his body to the left and dodge.
Okay. -2 to this roll as well. You dodge. His second fast attack. He swings up, you dodge out of the way, and he attempts to stab with the tip of his axe. Here we go. Yes. That's -2 to that roll, but I have a critical, so that's actually 27. That hit, it will be a right leg, sorry.
Okay, so it's a
27.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to attempt to dodge that again.
Okay. Minus 2 to the roll.
And I'm going to use my luck.
Okay.
I have 2 luck, so I'm going to do 2 luck.
Okay.
So it's no modifier.
Yep. Oh my god. How's that right? 1d10 plus 11 plus 7. Oh, I think you had a plus in there.
Double, yeah,
Double
it's a plus nothing.
So that actually is a you rolled a 5. So actually that's a 22.
23.
23. 11 plus 7, 18 plus...
Oh wait,
yeah,
no, 16.
Yep. 23. 23 versus a 27, so not a critical. 22 damage minus what do you have on your left leg?
Let me pull this up. Gear and inventory. Left leg is 8.
Okay, subtract 1 off that. And then it's a blading. So I'm going to do 1d6. It's also going to do 1d6 damage divided by 2. So just 1, so you lose 2 off that instead of 1. But 8 minus 8 damage on that, so... so you take 7 damage. So you're all said and done. So this one comes in and hits you across the leg as it's kind of exposed as you're dodging on your horse, and it's right in his face.
Well, that all gets soaked by Ken, right?
That's correct, it does. Good call, thank you. Forgot about Ken. So you have 3 points of Ken left. So it like as it hits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's done. The archer that is up now has to restring his bow, and that's his turn. That's his entire turn. The bandit like turns around and sees Grimwolf there. Go ahead and, or maybe we'll see. Grimwolf, give me a stealth -5 since you're on a horse. That's pretty good. Is that with the -5? It is. It definitely is.
It's legit.
It is. Let's see. I don't think he's going to beat that. Oh, wow.
Oh, but you have to beat it, though, right?
You have to beat it, correct. He does not see you. So he sees the people on the horse coming, and he's not real enthused about getting run down. Let's see what his speed is. His speed is 4. He's gonna run. Runs back this way. Ser Carthis, you're up.
Oh boy. So Carthis coming in, Dryden takes the horned man with the axe. And Carthis looks back, and this elvish woman with the markings on her face, he sees her, and she stands out among all these others. The others look like common brigands, but her and the man with the helmet, she seems a different kind of danger. So Carthis is going to see her, and having traveled with a mage, knowing what they're capable of. And I guess he doesn't know she's a mage, but she has the look of one, I'm assuming, right? Staff.
She doesn't have a staff. She has a sword, but
like? A sword? Ooh, that makes me nervous. She stands out as someone of importance.
She definitely does. I think that's clear.
So he's going to try to push through, and he's going to try to ride around the fire to get to her and the bandit. Try to get them both together.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
Give me a ride with the DC 20.
I will dump my luck into it.
Okay.
Fuck.
Roll 1d6. Three. Major skid. So you're trying to get like right here? If I ping it, that's where you're trying to get?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll on the scatter table. So the scatter table would be... Where is that chart? Sorry. Combat does take a little while in this game.
I think it's combat table part 3.
What page is that?
I'm not sure the page, but there's a handout.
Oh.
Yeah, under informational handouts and combat.
Let's look at that then. I think it's a D10, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a D10. Seven. Oh yeah, okay. So you basically come up here, and let's see. Give me a athletics roll. TN 14.
Great.
You fly off the horse in between, basically almost on top of the bandit. So you'd be just like right there. Your horse comes up. The horse gets completely spooked by the fire and rears, throwing you off right at the feet of the bandit. And that's your maneuver, so you still have an action. You're on the ground, prone, but...
Stand up.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's stand up.
Okay. You want to move your dude?
Sure.
And you slowly get to your feet. Your horse bolts off. Alright. So as that happens, the elf with a sword points it in your direction. And from the tip of the blade, fire juts out. And here we go. I need to do a spellcasting roll.
She's gonna burn her boy, isn't she?
It is a cone. Yes, it will hit them both.
Damn.
Fair enough.
Cold-blooded.
So go ahead and give me a...
I guess I'll try to block it.
Yeah, so do your melee.
Dodge or block. Defends against it.
I think my block's better.
Yeah, you do a melee with your shield.
Yeah, my block's better. So I'm gonna do that. Shield. I don't have a thing for my shield, but I'll do the.
If you just do it, if you just do a melee roll, that should work because that's what skill.
A melee roll.
That's
Okay.
what skill uses. Yeah. So it does hit you. He's gonna try to dodge. Nope. So it's going to hit you both for 9 damage. And then 50% chance. Would you like to roll it? Give me a D100. Low is good for you.
That's not good.
So you're on fire. It has that look as you're just like roasted in your arm.
You tell me you burned me.
Okay. The fire just juts over you, and you're not sure how, but your metal armor is like catches on fire. Any piece of cloth that's a part of it just like goes up in flames. You take 9 damage. And then she is going to go again. This guy got hit by 9 too. Actually, she's not going to go again because she has a vigor threshold and all that jazz.
He needs to roll for fire.
Yep, it sure does. Roll 1d100. High is bad for him. It's not caught on flames somehow. And with her maneuver, she's actually going to step back. Endry, you're up.
Endry, you see Ser Carthis run up and fly off and get lit on fire. He's going to take the horse up and take out his bow, shooting at the woman that lit him on fire.
Yep, -5 because of lighting.
Alright.
And that would be a fast attack. But you can only shoot once. Of course.
Wait a second, so I'm hitting it.
You should do archery.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, I see it, short bow. Extreme?
No,
Or
you're
how far is
you're not that far. Let's see. I think you are within. What's the short bow? Let's see. One quick sec. Short bow is 100, so you're in half of that. So you're half your maximum. I think that's normal range.
Some
Medium.
is it? And then -5,
Yep.
yeah?
Roll a critical.
Ooh.
So that's 13. She will try to dodge. She does dodge. So it twang. She's just able to duck just in time. She has to spend a stamina to do so. And you may spend stamina to go again.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend stamina at -3 and try and fire again at her.
Okay. It'll ask you if it's your extra attack. Just say yes. All that jazz.
It's like,
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Wow. You shoot. Roll me a d10. We're gonna do a scatter table. Don't go left. 4. 4 goes which way?
that goes behind me. So that
Okay. So it just like you go to set the arrow on the string and it just like falls off as you're nervously trying to shoot.
And Endry's hands are shaking a bit. He fires and missing the first shot and dropping the second arrow. And he looks down at Ser Carthis. Get up, Ser Carthis!
As that is all happening, the archer kind of moves around and gets a better angle. Actually, I moved too far, but gets a better angle on Dryden and tries to shoot him. He'll have a negative from here, not quite as bad, -3, we'll say. Attack, no extraction, standard strike. That's a close range. A 19, Dryden.
And Dryden is going to attempt to dodge that as well.
Okay, and it's a -2.
You know,
can parry arrows.
no, I'm sorry. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. He is going to use his parry arrows ability. Should I just roll it off the sheet?
Yeah, that one you have to.
Okay.
So that's actually a 15. Can roll parry as a -3, so
it's a
he
12.
hit, 12 versus, that's actually a, let's see, 12 versus 19, that's a critical. Where did he hit you? The torso. So let's do 8 damage. 3 of that is 2 of that. No, 3 of that is soaked by kin. So down to 5. And what's your armor?
My armor in my torso is 8.
Okay, so knock that down to 7. That's all soaked, but you take 5 damage from the. I think it's 5. Let me make sure. It might. Critical, simple critical. 5 damage cannot be soaked, so you take the damage from the critical, but everything else is soaked. The arrow just thuds in your chest, sticks there for a moment, and then falls out. But you feel it underneath your armor there. Grimwolf.
Which one is? I'm sorry. Which one is our?
I've done
30,
it. I've done it for you.
So you did already. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the red one, by the way.
Okay.
Grimwolf, you're up.
Alright, Grimwolf, noticing that he went unnoticed, is going to hop off his horse now, attempting to charge into battle on something that he may not be able to control, and sets his sights on the Cabal Archer there.
What's your speed? 7?
Yes.
You're going to have to charge him to get to him.
That I shall do then.
Okay. So you can move up to him, and then when you do your attack, make sure you pick charge out of the list. So you'll do your, whatever your weapon is. So do your stiletto, and then attack. Extra action, no. Attack type, or attack action is charge.
Okay. And then location's random.
Yeah, unless you want to aim for a certain spot, that's up to you.
No, he's just going to go and try to stick
Okay.
him.
16. He's gonna try to dodge. It's a hit, -1 stamina. Okay, so you hit him in the head. So charge is actually a multiple too. Hold on, let me look at that real quick.
Oh, this guy's wrecked.
-3 to hit. 10. So you can also, well, let's adjudicate this part first. Because he might be dead. You can try to knock him over too, but strong strike. Does 10 damage against. Alright, so it is times 3. So that's 18. He has no armor. That doesn't quite kill him. But how does that look as you strike him across the head with the stiletto? You can do an a body physique roll to try to knock him down too.
Well, let's see if that works first for the scribe.
Actually, I'm sorry. He has to block it. But anyway, you cut him across the head. How does that look? Badly.
So, as he gets off his horse and looks at the melee, he sees Ser Carthis on fire and sees 2 other possible foes next to him. He's gonna come out of the woods, charging at the guy holding the bow and catching him off guard. He just kind of, the last second when he looks at him, just tries to stick him, and he goes high with it and hits him right in the face. And he's gonna pull back and immediately get ready to engage again if need be.
That was a full round action charge, so you cannot go again. Use a full round action, so you cannot. One second, sorry. Trying to remember, if you take a full round action, can you actually spend stamina to go again? I don't believe you can. Or no, you can. You can actually spend stamina to attack again. If you want to just do fast attacks or whatever.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to finish him off.
So when it asks you if it's an extra action, say yes.
I'll do that.
$15, he's going to try to dodge. 6 damage again in the leg this time. So that's not going to get through. Cut him across the leg, but at least I don't think it will. Oh, he's not wearing any armor. So how does that kill him?
So after he slashes him, he's gonna pull back, and he's gonna see him stagger and reaching for his face, and he's Grimmuff's gonna do a little twirl and go low and slice him right in the inner thigh area, hoping for a vein or something so he bleeds out.
Blood just squirts all over your face as the guy drops. And that is your turn. Dryden, you're up. I took away your penalty.
Yeah, so Yep, his penalty is gone. So Dryden, with the kind of combat going on around him, he takes the hit from that arrow, which basically just briefly knocks the wind out of him, and he brings his sword back around towards the man in the helmet in front of him, and attempts to knock his what did you say, as an axe, a battle axe?
Berserker's axe, like a huge axe, yeah.
Yeah, and attempts to knock it out of his hands.
Trying to disarm.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to use brawling for that.
No, it's a weapon attack.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yep, make a weapon attack, yeah.
7. So he's gonna try to block that.
It's versus his weapon attack.
Yep.
So yeah, he just makes a weapon attack.
It's the same thing. Block is his weapon attack, just defensively. But he's at a -2. Oh, and he fumbled. So how does that look as you disarm him?
It goes. Where does it go? It goes in a random direction.
Okay, roll a d10 for the scatter table.
Mm-hmm. 1d6 meters away in a random direction.
So roll me 1d6 or 1d10, just roll them both, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I
Oops.
can't do it that way.
Okay.
Which just roll them both again. I'm not sure which that was. I think it was the d6, but
I think that, yeah, that's fine. So that's the d6.
5 is to the right, I'm pretty sure. And I went 4 meters, so it's like right.
Well, the d6 is how many meters it goes,
Yep.
right? And the d10 is the scatter.
Yep. So I think 5 is directly to the right. So it's like right there. That's where the X is. Okay. Would you like to do something else?
Yep. And then after I knock the sword away, I'm gonna go ahead and, using the horse, kind of wheel it around and bring my sword around to knock him down to the ground and trip him.
Okay.
And again, it's a weapon attack. Weapon versus a weapon.
Yeah, he's gonna dodge on his, but 26. His dodge. Alright. How's that look? This guy's got issues. You knock him down, how's that look? You with me, Doc?
Yeah, so Dryden kind of pulls on the reins and wheels the horse around, and as he does, he uses the momentum.
Just bumps him over. Oh, I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear him?
Negative.
Yeah. It says he's speaking.
Doc. We lost you.
Yeah. Well, he's done anyway. That was his 2 turns. He's gonna have to. I'm gonna go to the other guy instead of Dreykus just right now. So the bandit who is scorched. Ghost, are you back? Nope. No, let's just take 2 or 3 minutes here.
Alright. Get some water.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you're back now. Too.
So
you were super digital there.
yeah, nobody could hear you, so I don't know if it was you or what was going on. But okay, so you knock him over. His penalty's gone. He's gonna stand up first thing, and I think. Does anybody know if there's like a attack of opportunity?
Let's take a
don't
look.
think so, but
I don't think there is because
I didn't
you're allowed to maneuver away.
yeah. So he's gonna stand up with his action, and then his maneuver will be to walk over to his weapon. He can't pick it up yet, but so, tries to get over to it. And then I'm going to spend 3 stamina for him to grab it. He hefts it back up and turns towards you. But that is it for him. The bandits facing Ser Carthis swings as he's singed, and he tries to stab him. We'll see how that works. 21. What would
Try to block it
block?
with my sword.
21 versus 21. You blocked it. Ting, and he is a mook and cannot go again. It is your turn, Ser Carthis, but you are on fire, and you need to take 5 fire damage.
Soak my armor.
Aha, yes. But fire does 1 point of damage to armor in every turn. So all your armor takes 1 damage.
That's including my weapons as well. I'm doing it now. Everything is on fire. Would you say my axe is on fire if it's holstered as well?
1d2. 1's yes, 2 is no. Nope.
Alright. You've got that to look forward to. Alright, so Carthis on fire. Still recognizing he's in a difficult situation without even considering that is inside of his armor. A bit panicked at being on fire. Not an experience he's dealt with before, but there's this man in front of him. It's basically instinct. He's just trying to fight and cut through these brigands as fast as he can. So he brings the sword forward, trying to do a stab into the bandit. Fast attack.
And I gave you torchlight because, I mean, you deserve it.
I'm on fire. Yeah. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, God. Good. Roll it. Oh, my goodness. 10.
10.
He's gonna try to... He's just gonna try to dodge. I don't trust parrying. Okay, that one missed. Go ahead and go again.
Another fast attack.
That's better.
That's much better, in fact.
Roll your crit. Okay, 27. He's gonna try to
27.
dodge. So that's a 10 critical. I believe that's plus 10 damage, plus whatever. Yeah, you're gonna kill him. How does that look?
So after missing the first attack, he was panicked again, being on fire. Not the best experience. Carthis is not dealing with it very well. Inside, he's actually sweating in his armor already. Of course, feels the heat burning, and is just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. He swings errantly the first time, is able to force the brigand to make a misstep, and then comes with a diagonal cut and cleaves through his torso, exposing his entrails. And then I still have a maneuver.
I still move.
Let me check that then.
Whatever your speed is.
I have speed of 5. I can't charge with
No,
spending stamina, can I?
you cannot charge because that's a full. You have to. Yeah, no, you can't.
So he would just start moving quickly towards the one that burned him. hatred in his eyes, but probably a bit of fear as well, being on fire.
She hisses and makes a sign with her offhand in front of you. And you feel tendrils begin to come up your leg. Go ahead and roll dodge. I need to roll spell casting again. Dodge versus an 18. Oh man. Roots come up your legs and hold you in place suddenly. Trying to move, can't move. She uses her maneuver to move back her. That was cost of 2 stamina. She moves back just a bit. And let's see, I want to see how much this is going to cost stamina wise. 3, oh, just perfect. Alright, so minus 3 stamina for that, minus 5 stamina for what she's about to do, and suddenly she points the sword at you again, and fire washes over you once more. 7 damage though. And I will roll a spell casting roll, because you can dodge or block. Dodge or block against 16.
I will block.
The fire hits off your shield and just doesn't really get through anything else, right? Your shield should take 1 damage from that though.
Already done.
And she's done. That's her turn. But you are stuck. Endry, you're up.
Oh, Endry is going to hurry over and hop off the horse and start hacking away at these tendrils. Well, he's going to draw his dagger.
Yeah, you can ride the horse to there and then start doing that. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Just have to be engaged with Ser Carthis.
He'll ride over quickly and kind of throw the bow down, take out the dagger, and start hacking away.
Yeah, I'll let you do that for 3 additional stamina. Go ahead and just roll an attack and we'll just do the damage. You don't actually have to aim. Damage minus, so we'll just do 1 because it's doing the body too. So 14. So 14 left. Oh my god, that's awful.
Oh, Endry.
You're trying.
Yeah,
Good
sorry.
job. 14 left.
He's trying to help you out. He's hacking away, but he's just not cutting very hard.
This guy moves over and tries to shoot Dryden one more time. And you are close range. 17.
He's just gonna dodge this
Okay.
time.
Whiff. Goes overhead. Misses. Grimwolf, you're up.
Oh boy. Yeah, she's just out of reach of him running to her.
What's your you can charge, which will give you your run rate.
Yeah,
do that.
she's 22. Like she's like 22 away or something like that.
What is your run?
21.
Is it from corner to corner? Oh no, you can get there. Go ahead. That's if you're.
Alright,
I give
I'll
a
go
little
ahead and
bit.
charge the.
Your arms can reach out too, right? So yeah, go ahead.
There we go. Yeah, Grimwolf will go ahead and charge the
You brave
flame slinger
man.
over there. Somebody's got to do something. Alright, charge. Let's see if this works out.
Yeah, just choose the charge option when you do the attack. She is going to what? She's gonna dodge for 1 stamina. Oh, she dodges aside just barely. You can use stamina to attack again.
Yeah, that I will.
-3 stamina for you. And then when it asks if it's your second attack, say yes. Fumble, go ahead and roll me a fumble.
God damn it. Well, what's the fumble?
It just says
Alright.
crit plus fumble. Yeah. Oh my god, a 3. She's gonna parry. Yep, you're staggered. Knocks your blade away, and you kind of step forward. Dryden, you're up.
Dryden immediately brings his sword down on the guy in front of him again.
Okay.
He's going to do a strong
Okay.
attack.
He's going to try to block it. Oops. Did not block it. So strong attack. So 17 times 3, so that's 51. Minus, where did you hit him? The leg.
Leg again.
So now his leg is 4, so that's 47 divided by 2, 24 damage. How does that kill him?
Yeah, so as he's fumbling around trying to pick up his battle axe, and he turns around to face Dryden, Dryden just kind of comes down on him with the horse had reared slightly, and he came down with his sword as the horse was coming back down, and the full momentum just went into his leg, practically going through his armor and cutting his leg off.
Blood squirts everywhere. And you can use your maneuver if you would like.
I will use my maneuver to get right in this guy's face.
Ser Carthis, you're on fire. Please take the 5 damage everywhere.
I have done it. Oh, it's just the
Yep,
one for the armor.
One for the
so
armor,
it's-
yep. Until it gets below.
So
Yeah.
Right.
And you are held currently. 14.
Yes, and I am going to try to break my bindings if I
Yeah,
can.
you just attack.
With the
Yep, you sure
sword.
can. Don't need to roll to hit, just... You do. You are able to, with Endry sitting there trying to cut them off, and you just hack them away violently with your sword.
and attackingly, "Move, boy!" And then just try to. Am I able to do the?
You can maneuver. You
can I
can
get it
maneuver
in?
and then use stamina to attack.
Yes, I would like to do that. So get in and use my stamina.
Okay.
And go ahead and do.
Yep. And she.
Is it still 2 fast attacks? Or
Yeah, you can
heavy,
do 2 fast
basic?
attacks. Yeah, but it's now it's your extra action. Just
That is fine. Yeah, Carthis is just on a mission. He pushes forward after hacking off the vines.
uh, 16. She is ganged up on, so she's going to be rolling a -1 to her. She's going to try to block. -1. -1. That's a hit. For how much damage was it?
24 and then bleed.
Okay.
So 1 in 4
So
chance
we'll
to
do
bleed.
that second. So it's torso. So what's her? Let me make sure. Let me just see one thing here. Yes, that's 20 damage. And then you want to roll 1d100, 1 to 25. She starts bleeding.
Second attack with it.
Yeah, just do the second attack first, then we'll figure out the bleed stuff.
Oh, I
okay.
rolled the D100.
Gotcha,
It
see
didn't
it.
bleed. So Carthis goes in, slices her across the chest, and then rears back and goes in to stab her.
Okay. Oh boy. She's going to try to dodge this time. Actually, it doesn't matter. She's going to try to block again. -1. 15.
28.
Okay, so -4. So 24 divided by 2. That's 12 damage. Still doesn't quite take her out, but how does it look as you begin to just hack her up?
So cutting her across the chest, ripping open a large wound, and then I'll do the bleed as well.
Yeah, go ahead and do the bleed.
No. So, and then as she reels back, Carthis attempts to poke and ends up slipping through. Doesn't quite get a good solid strike, but does cut through her arm as she tries to pull back in defense.
As this happens, she... you won't take me alive! And she takes a few steps back, and then here comes a nice cone of fire. It's gonna hit both you guys, potentially. 10 damage. Here's the spell casting roll. This might not be that impressive because she's gonna be pretty screwed up. Oh man, it still didn't matter.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let me make sure that she's. Yeah, everything's lowered. So you guys block or dodge for Grimwolf and Ser Carthis.
Oh.
I'm already on fire, so I mean, this is damage for me at this point, Grim.
Dodge.
Okay, go ahead.
Imagine.
I'm hit for 10.
You both are hit for 10. Grimwolf, do you have any armor?
Not sure.
You're hit everywhere on your body.
Does my armor soak this then?
Oh yeah, if your armor would soak it, yeah.
Ah.
The initial
Well.
blast, yeah. So
Yeah, I got
yeah,
armor.
so basically, it's soaked everywhere you have armor, but but here's the thing: you're hit in every location. So you take 2, 4, 6. You take the full 10. Well, actually, 2, 4. So you take 10 damage to every location on your body. So you have to figure out the soak everywhere. I'm talking to Grim more than you, because you have the same armor everywhere.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's like a bomb, basically.
All right, so
You take
You might be
you
fucking
take
dead.
16 damage, I think. 2, 4, 6,
so-
5, and 5. 16 damage. Yep.
Is that
I'm
right, or
pretty
is that the
sure.
damage for fire whenever it takes effect? If he's caught on fire.
Well, it's like well, I don't think there's a hit location for the spell, so it would hit you everywhere.
Because I mean, I know it does. Because it says 10. I know that like when you are actually on fire, it does the 5.
Well, it's like
every
so
5
when you get hit
locations.
by a bomb, for instance, hits you in every location.
It's everywhere. Oh, fair enough. Jesus Christ. Might just be fucking dead.
No, he
dude.
took 16 damage, so he's not dead.
Okay.
all right, and that's with the armor.
Yeah,
and
that's
everything,
everything fit in. So you're down to 4. Now let me verify. Hold on, give me like just a couple minutes here. I want to make sure because she's gonna do it again.
right?
Go ahead and roll 1d100 though. We need to see if you're on fire anyway. What did we say?
You're
Yeah.
on fire.
I'm on fire by one.
Hold on. Hold on. I know this is taking a little bit. Sorry, guys. Mage spells. So this is not that one. Hell is it? Novice spell? What is this spell called? Sorry. Wave of Fire. Okay, there it is. Igniting a target. Gives aim to dodge and block. I really think that's how it works, but certain types of attacks, bombs, traps, and some spells, for example, strike multiple body locations at once. But it doesn't say, so I'm going to say the spell doesn't specifically say it hits, so I'm going to just do one body location. Let's see what that is. Just going to roll. This is nothing. Don't. Just for location. Okay, so it's your left arm. What's your armor on your left arm?
My left arm is 8.
Okay, so you take actually just 1 damage. Okay. She's gonna do it again. You are on fire though. And she's gonna spend another. Oh, I don't think she can actually. It's gonna hurt her, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's gonna kill her. But she tries to shoot again What am I doing? No, she can't do it. I was just seeing what the vigor cost was there. Alright, she shoots again. Go ahead and give me a dodge or a block, both of you.
Show me the spell cast.
Oh, yeah. How did I hit the wrong button?
Block it is.
Yeah, you're rolling a -2 as well, Grimwolf. So Grim, you're hit again. Let's do a hit location real quick.
So I got.
I got it. It's a torso. What's your torso armor?
So I got dodge.
Oh, I
right
thought you
first.
did. Oh yeah. Go
Not yet.
ahead.
I'll do a block.
You have a
What's,
shield to do a block. That's the only thing you can block fire with.
Yeah. Never mind then.
No.
Dodge it is. -2.
No. So that's the chest. What's your?
Better than the rest, I think. Torso is looking at. Oh, it's the same. It's an
Okay,
8.
so you take 4 damage there. You're already on fire. And that's so as she does that, flames jut out of her hand and then suddenly engulf her, and then there's a strange like squealing sound and she just bursts into flames, and something strange happens because instantly she just turns to ash and drops on the ground. As she spends too much, she basically, what happened mechanically is she spent too much over her vigor score, and that gave her negative hit points when she did it, so it killed her. As this happens, the archer like throws up his hands. Don't kill me! Don't kill me! In front of Dryden, we're out of combat now.
Yeah, Endry's gonna hop off his horse quickly and run over to Ser Carthis. Is he still on fire?
Yes. Oh yeah, they're both
Yes.
still on fire.
Yeah, Carthis will drop to the ground and start rolling himself out, trying to put the flames out.
As will Grimwolf.
Endry's gonna see if he can find water or something.
Not immediately close. Go ahead and Carthis and Grimwolf, why don't you give me an athletics roll? Just versus a 10. Carthis, you can have a +2 because Endry's trying to help you.
Sorry, Grimwolf.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Didn't help me any.
Well, Grimwolf.
I mean, when you suck, you suck.
Alright, give yourself more
Fine.
damage there, Ser Carthis. Still on fire. What Dryden, what are you doing over there?
Dryden, he, ignoring the guy with the bow, he rears the horse around, comes over this way, drops down, and as he drops off the horse, he reaches, across his shoulders, whips his cloak off of himself, and as he whips his cloak off of himself, he brings it around and starts smothering the flames on both of these guys.
And I think with that many people helping, you're able to get it extinguished before you take any more damage. You are smoking.
Carthis gets up and pulls the coif away from him, at offering what minimum protection against the fire. Exposes his head to the air. Not a fan of mages when they're trying to kill me. Kind of sits down for a moment, and shaking his hands, or shaking after being on fire for what was probably quite some time from his perspective.
And Dryden just looks at him. And you called me brash for rushing into a cabin. And he just starts walking away.
I called you rude. Nothing wrong with a little brashness. He puts the sword away, stands up. You alright, Endry?
Yes, Ser Carthis. I'm fine.
Don't look so heroic now, do I?
Well, you did defeat all those people.
No, I did not. And Carthis offers a hand to Grimwolf to pick him up.
Yeah, Grimwolf will accept the hand, and as he's standing up, kind of brush himself off. Yeah, that was pretty close.
It takes a special kind of madness or bravery to charge a witch, friend. You have my thanks for doing it when you did, though. I'm not sure how much longer I could have put up with that assault.
You know, this smelled like burning fresh, kind of irritates my stomach. You have to smirk.
And Carthis will look at the men who are, I'm assuming
they're tied up.
up.
They're looking at you in awe. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. One says.
This is nothing. Who are you men? Why are you tied up? What were they planning to do with you?
We were hunters in the woods, and they found us, and they look over to the completely, ashed corpse in the fire, and, well, they didn't say why. They said they wished to send us to the other side in agony.
They seem like they're telling the truth.
Human perception. Yeah, they're pretty scared, but in shock mostly.
Carthis would go ahead and use his axe to remove their bindings. Hold still now. And then cut through them and help them up.
They both stand. Oh, rubbing the wrist. Thank you. One goes and grabs a longbow that's on the ground and spits on the corpse. My bow.
Who was it that they burned? Someone you know?
Oh, yes, she's a local villager with us. We known each other for quite some time. We were out here hunting deer, and these crazy people just came up on us. Thought they were just passerbys at first, and then it became clear they were some sort of crazy folk.
A few things I wish to ask. The first, we're looking for a particular flower. You said you're hunters. Are you familiar with it? And I would describe the one that the old man needed for the poultice.
Oh, the blue lily, yes. I know where that would be. I've seen them before. Probably around here somewhere, I would say. It would be the least I could do if that's really what you need. You looking for some sort of antidote?
Yes. There's help my friend here, the boy. He's been. I've tasked him with finding it. Help him locate it if it's nearby here. I have one more query for you. These strangers, these ones who abducted you, did you see an amulet in their midst, a sun-shaped amulet?
They look at each other. Don't think I did. No amulet, sorry, that I saw.
Carthis nods. Very well. That's all. Be safe, and thank you for helping.
Wait, what is your name? You look like a knight, dressed like so.
I am a knight of the hedge, but I am Carthis.
One extends his hand. I'm Roger.
Carthis extends his hand and shakes it. Well met, Roger. And you, sir?
Oh, my name is John.
John. This is Grimwolf. That is my... I suppose you'd call him my head squire. Endry, and the Witcher is Dryden.
A Witcher? You look
Alright.
kind of in the shadows towards Dryden, standing over there.
And when you look at him, you see that Dryden is already leading the horse back to the body of the guy who had the battle axe that Dryden took down. And he yanks the helmet off of him, looks at it, straps it onto the horse, takes the battle axe, straps it onto the horse, and then he gets up onto the horse. He mounts up onto the horse, and he looks over at you guys, and he holds something shiny out. Ser Carthis, I have the amulet. I am headed back to Aerynn now. And he rears the horse around, pulls on the reins and rears it around, and starts slowly kind of just walking off with the horse.
Very well, Dryden. We'll meet you back there shortly. We have some business to attend to. He looks back to the tasks. Well, after the flowers are found, I release you from any debt and bondage. Please, no thanks necessary. It was the right thing to do.
They look at each other. What? The right thing to do? That's right, and that the right thing to do is to help you. You're going to ride into many more situations like this. You could use our bows.
I would not deign to take you from your families.
Oh, they look at each other and frown. Both our families died of the pox several years ago. Just hunt and sell our meat and our skins. That's about it.
And Carthis looks at Endry and looks at the men. If you would aid me, I would have it. And he extends his hand.
They both shake it and smile. Well, it's been a tough day, but maybe one with purpose. She would have liked this. And the other, Dave or John nods.
Well, if you have any friends or others you wish to say goodbye to in your village, then I will let you know we are staying at the Temple of the Sun for now. You can meet me there, and well, we will seek to do more good, I hope.
They look at. Oh, we know the place. Is Falstein still preaching there? The old codger.
Falstein preached there. You know this. You've seen him.
Oh yes. My wife, my dear departed wife, was a follower of the sun. Haven't been back there in several years.
Ser Carthis kind of frowns a bit and looks at Grimwolf and then to Endry, but he quickly returns to, mostly neutral, somewhat happy-looking grin. Well, no, it is another now, but she seems decent enough.
Well, let's hope. Find these flowers. It's usually made for an antidote for a child, huh? That's what I know.
Yes, a sick child requires a poultice, not far.
Yes, constipation of the bowels is what my wife used it for. Come, boy, what's your name? Endry, was it?
Yes. Nod kind of rapidly to the two.
Well then, off to find a flower. And, if you have any parting words, now's the time.
Grimwolf with hearing that the other the preacher was not the heretic would kind of stop searching the bodies and scurry to a horse and start going the way the Witcher went.
And Endry watches him leave, but follows the two hunters to find the flower.
Alright, and Ser Carthis and Dryden, anything from you two?
Go ahead, Dryden.
I'm sorry.
You
repeat
got
that again?
anything else before we call it quits for the night?
Oh. No, Dryden, he just slowly clopping off the glowing flames behind him, getting just slightly more distant. You can still hear the crackling. He kind of rubs his chest just a little bit where that one shot got through and thunked him. But then he doesn't pay it any more attention after that. He holds the amulet in his hand by the chain and holds it up and looks at it and lets the moonlight kind of glint off of it just a little bit, and kind of swirls it so he can catch it back in his palm, and then tucks it away inside of his cloak. He pats the horse, kind of gives it a little kick in the sides to get it going just a little faster, and picks up to a trot and just starts heading out.
And Ser Carthis still sweating and with all his bindings nearly burnt to cinders.
And Carthis would assist in the search of the flower, and sort of offhand as they're looking around. Out of curiosity, my good fellows, is there a blacksmith in your village by chance?
And as you're looking for the flower, yeah, it's not very good, but there is one. Mostly shoes horses, of course. Makes wagon wheels, stuff like that.
I may have to pay him a visit. I'm looking at my scorched and battered armor.
And as you say that, one of the hunters, Roger, pulls up the flower and looks it over. And the screen fades to black. And that's it.